The Clockwork Rose. Chapter 1. The Forgotten Mechanism in a Small, fog-covered town, the clock tower stood tall, its chimes the only sound in the quiet of the evening. Inside, hidden from view, was a secret mechanism, a clockwork rose that had been abandoned for decades. Only one person knew of its existence, a young inventor named Clara, who had recently moved to the town. Clara was drawn to the town's mysterious charm and its old, forgotten wonders. Upon her arrival, she discovered old blueprints in the local library. The designs depicted a mechanical rose unlike anything she had ever seen, with intricate gears and delicate petals made of metal. Her curiosity grew, and she set out to uncover its secrets, believing the Clockwork Rose could hold the key to something extraordinary. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Mechanism. Clara's first night in town, she couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. She explored the abandoned parts of the clock tower, hoping to uncover more clues about the rose. As she ventured deeper into the labyrinth of gears and pulleys, she stumbled upon an old workshop, covered in dust, with tools scattered across the floor. There, on a dusty workbench, she found a small, partially constructed mechanical rose. It wasn't fully functional, but she could see the beauty in its design. The rose's petals were made of a thin metal that seemed to shimmer in the light, and its stem was powered by a complex set of gears. Clara carefully took the rose with her, eager to study it further. Chapter 3. The Enigmatic Stranger. The next day, while Clara was working on the rose in her small workshop, a stranger appeared at her door. He was tall, with dark, almost unnaturally deep eyes and a mysterious aura about him. His name was Gideon, and he claimed to know about the Clockwork Rose. He warned Clara that there were dark forces at play surrounding the invention and its true purpose. Gideon's cryptic words made Clara uneasy, but she was too intrigued to stop her investigation. He left her with a warning. The rose is more than a mere machine. It holds a secret that can either save or destroy. Chapter 4. The Clockmaker's Legacy. Clara's curiosity led her to seek out more information about the clockmaker who had created the rose, a brilliant but reclusive inventor named Alden Blackwood. She learned that Alden had vanished many years ago, leaving behind only a handful of his creations and blueprints. There were rumors that he had been obsessed with the idea of immortality, and that his inventions were tied to dark experiments. Clara discovered that the Clockwork Rose was a symbol of Alden's obsession. The rose had been designed to represent both life and death, as it could bloom and wither, depending on the mechanisms controlling it. But what Alora didn't know was that Alden had created it not just as an artistic marvel, but as a way to trap a soul. Chapter 5: The Heart of the Rose. As Alora continued working on the Clockwork Rose, strange things began happening. At night, she would hear whispers in the wind and see flashes of light in her workshop. The rose seemed to be alive, almost pulsing with energy. One evening, as she worked late into the night, the rose suddenly activated, its gears whirring and its petals slowly unfolding. To her horror, Alora realized that the Clockwork Rose was not just a mechanical marvel, it was powered by a human soul. She discovered a hidden compartment in the center of the rose where a faint, glowing light pulsed. It was then that Gideon returned, explaining that the soul trapped in the rose was none other than Alden Blackwood's own. Alden had discovered a way to transfer his consciousness into the rose, seeking immortality, but the process had gone horribly wrong, leaving him trapped in the gears, neither dead nor alive. Chapter 6: A Choice of Hearts. With this newfound knowledge, Alora was faced with an impossible choice: continue her work and risk releasing Alden's tormented soul, or destroy the Clockwork Rose and free him forever. However, destroying the rose might cause irreparable damage to the town, as it had become connected to the very fabric of the clock tower's existence. Gideon, who revealed that he had once been Alden's apprentice, begged Alora to let the rose be. He feared that releasing Alden's soul would bring nothing but chaos. But Alora, who had begun to feel a strange connection to Alden's trapped soul, wanted to free him. She couldn't ignore the pull of his existence, feeling as though part of her was intertwined with his fate. Chapter 7: The Shattered Clockwork. In a dramatic confrontation, Alora and Gideon fought over what should be done with the rose. During the struggle, mechanism in the rose malfunctioned, causing a violent surge of energy that shattered the clock tower. As the tower collapsed, Alora managed to free Alden's soul from the rose. The process was painful, both for Alora and for Alden, but as his consciousness left the rose, he was finally able to rest. However, the destruction of the clock tower caused a rift in the fabric of reality, and strange occurrences began happening all over the town. Time itself began to unravel. The townspeople, once oblivious to the secrets hidden in the tower, were now aware of the forces at play. Chapter 8: The Final Bloom. With the clock tower destroyed, Alora and Gideon worked together to stabilize the town, using the knowledge they had gained from the Clockwork Rose. The final act of freeing Alden's soul had set things right, but at a cost. The town was forever changed. its future. Uncertain, in the end, Elara and Gideon realized that their fates were intertwined, bound by the events of the Clockwork Rose. As they stood among the ruins of the clock tower, the sun began to rise. The mechanical rose, once a symbol of entrapment, now lay at peace. Its gears had stopped, and its petals had withered. But its legacy would live on in the hearts of those who had witnessed its story. The Clockwork Rose had bloomed and withered, just like the lives of those who had sought to control it. But in the end, it was love, understanding, and the passage of time that truly triumphed. Epilogue: The Clockmaker's Secret. Years later, Elara would tell the story of the Clockwork Rose to future generations, ensuring that the memory of Alden Blackwood's creation and the lessons learned from it would never be forgotten. And deep beneath the ruins of the clock tower, the gears of the rose still ticked, faintly, as if waiting for the next chapter in its endless story. The end.